a cute little bunny. And, whoops, I gotta do this with a cotton thread. Now, make sure it's still wet by dabbing a little bit more on it. This is Fun Flock by Stampendas, and I'm just going to actually get a little bit out and just kind of pat it on there. I don't know if you can see it. They've got a little bit of a fluffy tail, like bunnies should. Okay, so there's the bunny for the scrapbook page. Alright, next let's do the dirt. Now that's the same thing as the Fun Flock, but I think that this one is made by the Doodle Bug design, you know, the ones that make the glitter. So, but this is the brown I'm going to use, and it's the flocking. So I'm going to take my glue runner, and I'm going to cover the whole thing. Now, if you have a Gyron, a bigger machine, you could send it through that. I actually have one. I don't know why. I just decided to do it this way. So if you have a Gyron, run it through that if you want. But just, you got to make sure you get absolute even coverage. Okay? And then just kind of go along the edges and make sure all the glue, and just check each spot, because you can't come back and recover very easily without the Fun Flock looking not quite right. So I'm just going to check and make sure each and every little piece is covered. Okay, and then for the dirt on the wheelbarrow, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. All right. Now, with the Fun Flock, I'm just going to shake it on there, and then I take it and just rub it with my finger all across there. So now we have some dirt, and we're going to go ahead and pick this up, rub it along here. It takes a bit, but not too bad. Just rubbing it all along, make it look like dirt. Okay, so now we have our dirt, and there's a couple ways you can do this. I wanted to use a sponge again and go along the edges so that the dirt picks up some other colors of brown. Okay, and just a little bit on the top. And I'll go ahead and do this one too. And I thought it gave it a really fun look, and actually looks like real dirt, which I wanted for my page all about gardens. Actually, my pictures are going to be about weeding the garden. The character building experience, right? Weeding the garden. Okay, so there is my dirt. So here's the dirt in the wheelbarrow, and then the dirt on the ground. And like I said, I go ahead and use my paper trimmer to trim off the bottom of that so that it's flush with the bottom of the page. And then I have another one that I'll layer. Okay, since we've already got our dirt, let's go ahead and build our wheelbarrow. This is going to be my base, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that right there. And around that corner just a touch. And then I'll be able to layer that. And my wheelbarrow is to go ahead and ink the edges of this with my walnut ink again from Ranger. So there's that. I think I'll use my bigger pen to do that. Okay, we'll glue that down. And we'll glue the dirt in. I just put it behind. Okay, so there's that. So now our wheelbarrow is built, and I used the diamond glaze again to go ahead and make this part dimensional and glossy. So it looks a little bit more like metal. Just fill it all in and then let it dry, and then that will dry dimensional. Let's do the grass next. Now the grass, this is from Paper Doll Dressups, and I took two pieces and welded them together. And then I decided to cut them apart in the length that I actually wanted, and then inked them each up good with the dark moss ink pad. And you might notice that my scrapbook page doesn't have a lot of pattern paper on it. In fact, the only pattern paper really, besides the green dots, is the blue, and it's from Cricut paper. And I really wanted to keep the patterns and the colors subtle so that the pictures take the center stage on the scrapbook page. So, with the grass, once I had it all inked up the way I wanted it, then I used the dimensional tape to make the top layer stand out from the back layer, and then I could tuck in some of the different die cuts. So I could tuck it in front of the back layer of grass and behind the front layer. So all I did is use the dimensional tape again to go ahead and put that there. Okay, so the part for my sign that I crackle painted is dry now, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this one up too. Now, one of the things that I forgot to do on this one but did on the other one is to just kind of, it'll still work. I did it when it was partially wet on the other one. I wanted the lines from the boards on the sign to be emphasized a little bit. So I just did that. Alright, and just ink around it once again. And this one matches the fence. And get a little bit of that crackle. So now to assemble it, before I painted it, it had holes in it, so you might have to look on the back to see where the holes are. And we'll re-pierce those. Go right through the paint. And, maybe we'll glue it. I'll put a little bit of glue on there so that it will stick. But once the paint's on it likes to kind of curl a little bit, so I'll give it something to hang on to besides just the brad. Okay. So there's our fun sign, and just stick the brads in there. This is from Walk in My Garden also, and all these cuts will be listed with this posting of the scrapbook page. So there's our rustic garden sign. And we'll go right there, and we're done. Okay, now the tree. This one's probably pretty obvious. I just went ahead and, now this is the basil, and it's got the dots texture on it. And I just went ahead and inked the edges so it would stand out a little bit in towards the center. And I just added glue to this. You only just need, a couple of dots. You don't have to cover everything completely. Now, with this, you'll notice this, I can't remember what cartridge it was from. It originally was a little bit more round, and I stretched it up and shrunk the width on my Gypsy so that it would fit better on my page. So I just stretched it, and I have the dimensions listed for you on the post. So